2, 1.
First, we have found love in a hopeless place. Then we have some way along the line we found marriage. Now we found old back pains and can't even find a way to even have love for one another anymore. Yes, people, ladies and gentlemen, this is what happens when you're up to your reunion era, and actually, this is what we're going to be doing today. This is American Pie, American Reunion. Today on the Wolfpack Trio.
Here. Can I tell you how exciting it is to see all you kids back in town?
The reunion. You in? Seems like everyone's actually going.
Hey guys, you made it.
What's up, class of 99ers?
We're gonna party together?
Hell yeah.
Just like old times. Let's make this reunion our bitch. Cheers.
American Reunion. Who might you be?
I'm Stifler's mom.
Oh, I'm Jim's dad.
Tonight's broadcast has been commandeered by the secret society No Ma'am, National Organization of Men Against Amazonian Masterhood.
All right. So, guys, this is it. We are here. We are here, y'all. We are doing American Reunion. I'm excited about this because I was actually 12 years old when this No, that's a lie. I wasn't 12. That's a lie. That's a reach. That's a reach. I'm just playing. I was 20. I was 22. It was actually 22 when this came out. So I'm excited. Finally hit past matriculation when this came out. So watching their reunion and being in my 20s kind of gave me a limelight of how reunions go, and noticing that this is my, I think I want to say 15th high school year reunion or whatever. It's been pretty accurate. It's been pretty accurate. The remembering oh my God, remember when we did this? Oh my God, remember when this used to be how this used to be great, how it used to be easy. Like even the simple stuff like Jim, like Jim and Michelle can't even enjoy each other because they got kids now. So that's even making it difficult. Like, how did y'all feel about this, Mike? I'll let you go first. This is just remembrance.
I just always laugh at how TV portrays marriage and lack of intimacy, right? Or in this sex for men, intimacy is sex, right? Most men don't know what intimacy is, right? Sorry, fellas, get your game up. You know what intimacy is, and you really pleasure a woman. But in this film, and then what TV does, they make it seem like because you get married, you don't have sex. Because you have kids, you don't have sex. You forget about one another. But let me just tell people that is a myth, okay? Because I've been married for a long time, and your boys still be up all night long. This is American Pie Reunion, and I gotta say this much, to be honest with you. I enjoyed this film. Now, I was talking to a consultant earlier today and was like, well, how would you rate them? Well, we go 1, 2, 3, and 4 in that order. Yeah. Would you rate them? And from funniest to, and I said, I don't know. I would probably put this one before I put Wedding. And I just highly enjoyed this movie. I enjoyed seeing my man Os Stryker back in his film. Okay. After Biker Boys was unsuccessful, right? Chris Klein comes back as Oz. This time he's a big Hollywood, not on Sports Center though. Broadcasting got Chad Ocho Cinco in this movie. My girl Diana Ramirez, who plays Selena in this film. Oh my God, if you're a fan of Entourage, and everybody knows that's my favorite show of all time, you understand where Diana Ramirez comes from. So when Shitbreak, of all people, the guy you say you related to when you was in high school, by the way. I want you people to know that when we did those movies, you said you related to Shitbreak. Okay. Gets her. This is amazing. The fact that Stifler actually bangs his mom. Oh yeah, that was the Meister. This movie had me rolling from the gays to the straights to the everything in this film. To me was funny. This was what I wanted Wedding to be. And again, I did think Wedding had its likes. We all gave it thumbs up. But watching this film, for me, this goes after the second one and then Wedding. So what about you, Vic? I actually did highly enjoy this movie, man.
Well, no, I enjoyed it quite as well too, because I mean, at least watching it back, I got a different feel because it reminded me of the phone that I had back then and how limited it was. And like, mind you, a lot of the culture that you see here is really no longer there because of social media. Like, people aren't necessarily using these measures in order to catch up anymore. Like prom isn't a thing, the high school reunion isn't a thing anymore like it used to be. Like, it's something that people used to like look forward to because they were going to see people they wouldn't see in a long time. But mind you, like, I just had dinner with a couple of friends from high school from over 25 years ago. You know what I mean? So that kind of thing just happens naturally now. So it really made me think about just that whole dynamic of a high school reunion. You know, is it phasing? Is that phasing out? Because here's the truth: when we did my high school reunion, the one thing that I realized is that that's something that the students have to put together and fund.
Yeah,
that's not something that like the school does. Like everybody assumes. You know what I mean?
I definitely assumed that growing up. You know what I mean? Like, that was always something the school put together. You're right about that.
Yeah, but then like my class had an 11 year because we missed the 10. But then that's when I learned why the tickets were $150 a plate. Yeah. I was just like, yo, what happened? I thought, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's very easy because when you see it on TV, you're just like, oh, okay, there's something the school does. But no, nobody funds that. You have to, put those things together. But the other thing about this movie is just that I think that this movie wouldn't necessarily hit as hard if you didn't see the other movie.
Absolutely.
I think that is a great closer to everybody's story. And my favorite was Jim's dad.
Absolutely. He said the fuzz is here. That man jumped out the window. Okay.
Oh man. And mind you, I had forgotten because I thought he was gonna fuck Stifler's mom.
I did too. I forgot too. I thought he was gonna knock her off too.
I was hoping for that. Like, I was like, yo, that's a good, you know what I mean? Because mind you, like, there was some time that passed in between the movies, so
yeah,
they definitely did a really good job of just keeping that American Pie feel, and yeah, they knocked it out of the park. Like, this thing was great, and the way that they told everybody's story and pretty much just reverted back to the first movie was really cool.
I definitely thought this did a better job as you're speaking about the characters than Wedding, right? I know we reviewed Wedding, and I did learn from that maybe Stiller did have some maturing in that film, but it didn't carry over here. To me, I felt that they welcomed him after Wedding into this one in Reunion, and I just thought it all just flowed better for whatever reason. Maybe Oz being back, Chris Klein being back, with this cast did that. Jason Briggs has been here for a while from the beginning, hasn't missed one. Sean William Scott Stifler has this one. Allison Hangen hasn't missed one. Tara Reid missed the third one because she wasn't in Wedding either. You know what I mean? And then Thomas Ian Nichols, we all know him from Rookie of the Year. If you don't know Roland Gutner, okay, one of the best kid sportsmen there ever was. And then, of course, Eddie Thomas coming back to play Paul Finch was just the MILF guys being back in this film, right? It just all just seemed like you said, Vic. It went back to the first one, and I got to say this when you brought up the high school reunion stuff. We had our 30th year. Mine don't even exist anymore, so they're definitely ain't no reunion. They be having barbecues in the summertime. Ain't nobody going to Chicago for the summer. I live in Florida. What's wrong with you people? Go ahead, Freckles, and say your takes on this movie, man. Because me and Vic highly enjoyed it.
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I would say like in the rankings of American Pie. For me, it's definitely probably two. It's probably 2-1. Yeah, it's probably 2-1 wedding reunion for me.
What? You didn't throw your precious band camp in there anywhere?
Well, if we're not counting,
we actually even do it because I think we came before, you know.
Because this was what I was like. I was like, I wasn't going to really count band camp. Out of the main four. Mm-hmm. Only because it's like its own prequel in a sense. It's not really like a sequel.
It's just like in there.
Yeah, it's just there. So
money grab, as Vic would say.
Yeah,
as movies have been, truth be told. So
yeah, and American Pie has a lot of them.
Listen, you're talking about even this film, okay, grossed globally almost $235 million. Right, domestically, of course, and I know a lot of people look at that and they go, "Oh, we're in America, only made $60 million. That's pretty good for a rated R movie that's in its fourth installment." Right. Okay, that shows you how big this fan base was that carried from 1999 to 2012. That this movie made $60 million, damn near $60 million, and people want to say globally. Say what you want to say about Fast and Furious. What it means, it doesn't matter. Globally, it's one of the biggest franchises in the history of cinema. Right?
You know what? I wonder. No, because this movie is from 2012 now.
Yeah.
So everybody that was Kara's age is like in their early 30s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. And I wonder if they still resonate with Kara as far as like the Spice Girls being old school and like as far as like them being young at that time. Because one thing I had noticed, like they were talking about how the girls are sluttier all of a sudden.
They are.
And now
I grew up in the 80s and 90s. Women today are definitely more, that was 2012.
And that was 2012.
Yeah,
so now it's damn. And mind you, and the thing with that is just that like there wasn't any DM culture.
Mm-mm.
You know what I'm saying? Now there's heavy DM and
we used to have to work
culture
to get phone numbers. Right. Now they just like, I inbox you, I DM'd you on Instagram, yo, what's your Snapchat?
Like facts.
What's your Snapchat?
It's crazy. And then the other thing, like Stifler slapping people's asses
in the workplace when he's walking through the office. I'm thinking like, whoa.
Yo, that was wild. I felt like he just was getting away with murder. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't know. I
nasty.
I mean, that's
say what?
That's Stifler for you. He's the if anybody else is going to get away with something. Or if anybody else is going to do something outrageous, that you're going to be like, there's no way he's coming back from that. It's going to be Stifler. It's going to be Stifler.
I mean,
Sean William Scott made a career out of Stifler.
Yo, he really did. And the way that this ended, with Stifler sleeping with Finch's mom. And
such a great way to end it, right?
No, and it was great because he's just like, you should really call your mother. She was
sitting drinking the milkshakes at the same hot dog stand wherever he said, American or warm apple pie. One of the greatest lines to be in American Pie history. We're going to come back, get some of Freckles' canted takes right now because he is off his game. But I know why. It's because the Lakers are out of the playoffs. So we'll be right back here on Unpopular Reviews Entertainment.
I went into Dalton's room. There was something in there with him. I know someone who can help.
We took tri-field and EMF readings of the whole house. Wiring, alarm clocks. I don't think bad wiring is the problem here.
I want to leave. I want to leave this house. What is it?
It's not the house that's haunted. It's your son.
Can't fuck with it, won't fuck with it. Y'all can fuck with it. Tuesday, check out the review show for Insidious. They are doing all the Insidious movies. I do not do that kind of creepy. I will deal with all the gore and blood that can be in a film, but I cannot watch demonic things. I'm sorry. I know he is real. And because I know he is real, I know demons exist for real too. So if you think demons don't exist, you're an idiot. Okay? Because they exist. Okay? And I don't want none of that shit. What he's saying, Bad Boys 2, the devil's not welcome here. Okay? I don't want none of that in my life. But check out Federation Tuesdays. They are back in here in full effect, that is, with executive consultant, the next doctor, and the team holding it down. But we are back talking about American Pie, the fourth installment here of an American Pie reunion. And it just gets raunchier and raunchier. And we left off because last thing I heard, he said, say Stiffmeister. She said, oh, Stiffmeister. As Stifler finally knocks off Paul Finch's mother. What a coup de grace to that. And shout out to Rebecca D. Mornay, who even to this day is still a beautiful woman. Those eyes are exactly captivating. Her eyes are just, you fall into those eyes are just amazing. But go ahead, Freckles, and say your take on this American Pie reunion.
It was a nice, to me, this was a nice wrap up. It was a nice wrap up to, of course, we end up still getting more stuff out of freaking American Pie because we end up getting Bad House and a whole bunch of other things. But as far as just like the lore, as far as like storyline and everything, it was a great wrap up. I did enjoy one of my favorite scenes was when Stifler had got revenge on the younger kids. The
boat scene, yes.
And with the boat scene where he had grabbed it cool, he had crapped in the coolers. Then not only that, taking the boats.
He didn't wipe his ass. I'm sorry. I hated that scene. He didn't even wipe his ass.
I peeped that, but that's normal.
That's terrible. But he did, for what it's worth, he did. He remember later on when they were walking back, he did say, I got to go find some toilet paper. So at least I'm glad they wrote that in there because we all noticed he took that nasty shit. Okay. He did say, I go find some toilet paper, Jim.
It was diabolical. It was bad. Like he had the runs bad. Like
he definitely, it was like, ugh.
Mm-hmm.
Dang, I think about it. Not even it makes me even think about it like that's just gross because you know it was bad. You know it was bad. Like, even when they put his hand down in it and it was all, but so that means that he didn't wipe. He's running. Wow, this is that stuff sticks together. He's running. It's hot. And he still has to get in a truck and still has to drive.
Yep. That truck was stinking after that.
So it's kind of like, who really won? The
thing is,
I'm pretty sure his trunks. I'm pretty sure his trunks wasn't the same again.
No, hell no. Hell no. I have to get it detailed real well. Mm-hmm.
Hopefully you throw them in the trash. But though I love the fact with the babysitter, you know what I mean, was throwing herself at, of all people, Jim. You know what I mean?
Man.
So the question everybody's, would you have did it? What would you have done?
I mean, I don't know, because see, here's the thing.
I don't know.
She was looking at him through the eyes of a little girl that wanted him when she was young. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like she was just looking at him like he's just like a prize, right? So the thing is that if he would have pulled the trigger, he would have wanted more.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
I say he should have brought it to Michelle. Knowing Michelle's freaky self, they might have had a threesome.
I mean, you're right. But who's to know if the little girl would have wanted that? You know what I mean? Because she probably wanted him to be before he was even married.
And then who's to know that Michelle will go crazy and try to kill her?
Mm-hmm. Well, no, that's what they introduce it.
But I think that Michelle is level-headed enough.
Yeah, I believe
she would do it. You know what I mean? But
I think that's me. I think she would have did it because that the things she had. I mean, she was sticking flutes up his ass.
Mind you, no, she had sex with the girl that Finch was after.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
I mean, because she was just like, oh, remember that one time at band camp where we hit each other? You know what I mean? Like, she's definitely with it. So, like, I think if Jim was to bring it up, then
she might have done it.
But my whole thing is that I don't think Kara will be down with that. I think that she just had a fantasy. I think she just had a fantasy about Jim and held on to it for years. And then as soon as she became legal, you know what I mean? I'm just saying that because I've been through it. As soon as somebody became legal, all of a sudden, hi. You know what I mean?
I ain't had that one. Had a lot of my life.
But I mean, luckily I was 27 and single. But still, like,
that's what I'm saying. But you have the same antics in the beginning with Jim trying to, keep the American Pie intros going.
Yeah.
Where Jim's trying to do his thing, pleasuring himself. Michelle's in the bathroom, pleasuring herself. The boy walks into the room.
Hilarious.
You know what I mean? I was thought of like, dang, y'all live together, sleep in the same bed. You got to go do your own individual pleasures. Right. I thought that was funny in itself. Again, that scene you mentioned though. This movie just had so much of American Pie original in it to me. Facts. And it kept where 2 picked up at that I highly really enjoyed this movie. For me, guys, I'm not gonna lie to you. I give it a thumbs up. I would be for the benefit of those with flash photography. This is number 3 to me. This is right behind American Pie 2. I give it a good thumbs up for me. I love this film. I think the American Pie franchise, arguably, I said it before, I'm gonna say it again as I continue to watch them. For me, and I'm being honest, because you all know what it is around here, and since I can do this today, I'm going to do it.
Who are you rooting for tonight?
I'm rooting for everybody black. I am.
Next to Friday, this might be the best comedy franchise of all time. And if you put this above Friday, it's okay. But for me, it's Friday, and then there's American Pie. And honestly, because there's only been 5 days, American Pie might be better than Friday. Let's be honest. But for me, I'm going to go with Friday because I vote for everybody black. Thumbs up, thumbs down, Vic.
I give it a thumbs up because it's like an American classic. It kind of shows. What I like about it the most is that it really shows the evolution of the early 2000s, at least from the 90s. To the 2000s, and it shows that very well, and really makes you already, and mind you, this movie was in 2012. It makes you think back to how much things have changed in only 15 years, less than 13 years.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? At 10 years from now, Lord knows, like straight up, Lord knows, because this shit is moving fast, like real fucking fast.
Yeah.
The other thing, I wish I would have bought in the Bitcoin back then.
Don't we all? Don't we all?
Straight up, like, because that's when it came out. So now, like, that's it's giving me that perspective too. But anyway, I'm rambling. Thumbs up.
Thumbs up for you. And Freckle Sensei, your takes on this?
Absolutely gets a thumbs up for me.
Like thumb he likes.
Like I said, like I said before, this cultivates the nostalgia of the American Pie series as we know it. A lot of my favorite moments is definitely from like just a recap and reminiscing. I will say though, Oz had so many better options in women. I forgot to bring this up, but Oz had so many better options when it came to women, because when they did the Never Have I Ever, when they played Never Have I Ever, and she just could not stop drinking, it was just like, oh my god, dude.
So that's. I thought it went to show you that beauty doesn't always trump love, right? Because Mia was a very pretty, beautiful girl, but she just wasn't the girl for him. He Heather, remember everything he could. What a geek, just to go get some ass. He joined Glee Club, you know what I mean? But he ended up loving her. I think that's the beauty of their story.
The funny thing about that is just that, like, look, if he wasn't famous and didn't have all that money, she probably wouldn't be there
in the first place.
Yeah, you look how she rolled her eyes as soon as he said something about a high school reunion. You know what I mean? Like from the beginning of the movie, and like at that point, once you have like 5 or 6 baddies, after a while, you know what I mean? You don't care about it that much. You feel what I'm saying? Like, he went back to the girl that he vibed with.
Yeah.
Like any dude that could get a whole bunch of tail like that, they always end up with the roundabout girl.
I listen. Right? Hey, I got an roundabout girl. I got an roundabout girl. You know what I mean? Like, and I know what I like about that. Like, I'm a big fan. As we get up out of here, of This Is Us. The character on there, the Manny. He was a Hollywood star. So as for him, it didn't matter to him. It's, you know what I mean? But he always craved after his first love. And I think when you look at films like this, throughout this comedy there, that's what makes this film so beautiful to me over the other ones. You're talking about 1999. No, in 99, I was very young in my 20s. So for me, this was hilariously funny. But I grew up with this film. You know what I mean? By the time this movie came out, I understood life at this point. And I think that's what resonates with its fan base, is where it started and where it ended. And we grew up with it as it did those things, and kids grew up with it as it did those things. And I think that was so great about this franchise. I can't say it enough. Thumbs up to this cast, to this crew. It's made Jason Briggs a star who probably wouldn't be a star without American Pie at all. Sean William Scott wouldn't be a star without, he's done the most. Is Sean William Scott, Stifler, from this. Shout out again to Eugene Levi, who plays Noah, his father, in this movie. Look, we got to say this. Shermanator and Nadia, Shane Elizabeth, comes back in this film.
Yes.
And it has a little gem, because that's all she wanted was just, you got better at that. He said, thank you. But with that being said.
No, that was hilarious, because the guy was just like, he don't look like me.
He don't look like me, but he look just like Jim.
Like, yo, she's been pining over Jim all those years.
Years.
That's wild.
But hey, that is our American Pie reunion show, guys. Check us out. Check out all the shows here on Unpopular Reviews Entertainment, because we have something for everybody. That's right. The Chill of Destiny is taking a break right now, but they'll be back soon with more Marvel movies. We got movie reviews out there right now. Thunderbolts, Sinners, you name it. We're doing them all this summer. Well, Sinners is going to be like this movie.
Good morning. Good morning. It's great to stay up late. Good morning. Good morning to you.
I'm singing in the
It's an insider. They've never done that review. It got advertised every single show. But that's also but they also come back Federation Tuesday. The challenge coming back this summer. You listen to the Wolfpack right now. Millie Ray's Reviews is taking a sabbatical to come back and revamp the show into shorts just for you, the fans. We got something for everybody around here. So as always, thank you for being a part of us, and you be a part of us with you. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe to this network. I am Mike Knox. That was Vic Simone Jr. That is Freckle Sensei, and we are the Wolfpack, and we are out of here, people. Peace.